We are approaching 1 month since the release of Helldivers 2, and the game is still going strong with about 300 to 350,000 players logging into Steam every day, and I'm sure there are a lot more over on the PlayStation 5, seeing as the developers felt it was necessary to boost the server capacity up to 800,000. But of course these numbers will go down bit by bit every day until a big new update comes out. That's just how every game goes, so it isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially considering the passion this team has for the game that they are working on. They are pushing out patches to fix in-game issues as soon as they can, and they are handling it very well. But like I said, the game will slowly start to lose players until a big new update comes out and sucks everyone back into the game. And considering the popularity of this game and how good it is, I expect their first update to destroy their servers all over again and possibly force them to push their server cap to above 1 million. And the reason I feel like this will be the case is because if we go back to the Steam charts for Helldivers 2, we can see that during the first week the numbers were good, but the game would go on to double its player base on PC. And that's because at the time people really didn't know much about this game and there were other things to play. But now everyone knows about this game, and other than the bugs and the server issues, it's been a very fun experience for everyone. So when we do get that big update, people will rush back into the game at a level we haven't seen yet. But what could be coming to Helldivers 2 in that first big update? Now first off, the big confirmed thing that we already know about are mechs and probably other vehicles. At the end of the original Report for Duty trailer, we saw our first look at the mechs, and at the bottom of the screen it says coming soon after launch. We don't know exactly when that will be, but it's gotta be coming up pretty soon here. And just this week we started to see leaked gameplay footage of one of those mechs being used in-game. The mech shown in the leak looked pretty much finished and ready to ship, so we could be getting them very soon. As I was making this video, another vehicle leak happened of this truck with a mounted weapon on the back of it, and it really reminds me of the Warthog vehicle from Halo. And I have seen this screenshot of this APC vehicle, but I haven't seen gameplay of it yet. The original Helldivers game had 3 vehicle types: mechs, tanks, and bikes. So I would assume there's a very good chance that we will get those vehicles in Helldivers 2. But we will probably need to wait a little bit longer for bikes and tanks until we get planets and maps that are larger so we can make better use of them. Sure, the maps that we currently have are big enough for vehicles, and bikes would be great to have for the Blitz missions, but I feel like we are already going to get bigger maps as the game grows, and those vehicles would work way better on bigger maps. I would have to guess that we would get 1 vehicle type per big update, as that would be a really good way to suck people back into the game. New enemies and enemy factions are another thing that are pretty much guaranteed. Again, we can look at the first Helldivers game to gain information on these enemies. So the big ones that stand out are the Illuminate faction and the Masters. Both were present in the first game, but the Illuminate will be an entirely new faction for us to fight against. In the first game, the Illuminate were an ancient and technologically advanced alien civilization. They are an aquatic species, but they are more advanced than humanity, and are able to use nanobot and psychic powers. This could change slightly when they come to Helldivers 2, similarly to how the cyborgs turned into the automatons. But I'm sure they will still be a very difficult and high-level enemy that we will encounter in Helldivers 2. Within the Illuminate faction, there are 11 enemy types, which are the Observer, Watcher, Obsidian Observer, Hunter, Tripod Strider, Apprentice, Outcast, Obelisk, Illusionist, and the Council Member. We won't go over what each enemy type does because we don't know if all of those enemy types will be coming to Helldivers 2, but I will leave a link in the description of this video that will take you to the wiki page for these enemies so you can read through it if you want to. Masters, on the other hand, are named bosses for each of the 3 enemy factions. The Terminid Master was the Hive Lord, the Cyborg Automaton Master was the Siege Mech, and the Illuminate Master was the Great Eye. And I think these masters would be an amazing addition to Helldivers 2, and they would work perfectly as difficult daily missions for us to do with a team. And maybe this could even be a way for Arrowhead to increase the party size to allow us to bring more friends with us to handle these difficult bosses, similar to a raid. So far we have a new enemy faction, vehicles, and possibly master bosses, but there is still so much more that could be coming to the game, like new weapons and stratagems. I would honestly be surprised if we didn't receive new weapons and stratagems, especially considering how the Battle Pass brings in a bunch of new weapons, and I'm sure we will be getting multiple Battle Passes as the game grows, as that is one of the ways that the game will continue to make money. And of course we would also get new stratagems, as they are such a major part of the game. We have also seen leaks come out on Reddit of big lists of stratagems that we haven't seen before, like a medic backpack, nuke, shoulder-mounted camera, and even a dropship that you can call in that will deploy NPC Helldivers to assist you in combat. Also, we know that we will be getting new planets, as we can literally see them on the galactic map. And there's a very high chance that we will one day be fighting on Super Earth, as it does have a liberation bar, and the goal of the enemies is to reach Earth, so one day it will happen and we could end up fighting on urban style maps on Earth. But in my opinion, one of the biggest things that Helldivers 2 has going for it to help it continue to do well is their Game Master. We have all seen the reports and videos of the Arrowhead employee named Joel, whose job is to be the Game Master. And basically his job is to make changes in the Galactic War map in real time, which would affect the world that the players are in. He chooses which major and personal orders that we get, where the Terminid and Automatons attack. He can reinforce planets and give players temporary bonus stratagems, and a bunch of other things that we aren't even aware of yet. Right now, I think this is done on a very basic level, as the game is still new and the enemies that we are fighting haven't made much progress. But I think in a few months we will really be able to feel the effects of this Game Master, as he will have a lot more to work with and it will feel like we are actually playing against him. And that's really exciting to think about. It will be very interesting to see how Helldivers 2 evolves throughout 2024. And that is pretty much everything that we know about for the future of Helldivers 2, but it still feels like we are just scratching the surface of what this game could turn into. But I will be sticking around to cover this game throughout its life cycle, so if you want to stay up to date with Helldivers 2, consider subscribing to this channel. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.